devices. Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again. Welcome back to another live commentary. Long time no see. This will be my last podcast on my old DVD player because I'm giving it away because I'm going to get a new one. I'm still going to do my podcast next week on my Blu-ray player, so don't worry. It's not like I'm going to do a podcast 6 months. This is the last one I'm doing. I'm going to go out with a bang. This is the extended cut of the 2005 Marvel action comedy Fantastic Four, the 2005 movie. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this again. It's been a while. I heard the commentary last time for the theatrical cut, but yeah, let's get to this. I wanted to do one more Marvel movie before I get to Deadpool Wolverine on Friday. No spoilers. Don't put any spoilers in the chat. I mean it, or you'll get blocked. I don't care who you are. Don't spoil that movie for anybody on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Just keep it to yourself because that movie it means everything to me. It's the only MCU movie in the theater, and that's all I need. This is not an MCU movie. This is a Fox Marvel movie, but it counts. I need to eat something. This opening was pretty cool. A lot of people said this is the worst movie. I'm like, did you see the 2015 version? And I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan of the cast that's going to be in the new film next year. I love Pedro Pascal, but everybody else, I'm like, I really don't care. Sorry. The guy from Stranger Things is not going to top Chris Evans. And Vanessa Kirby is a fail. I didn't like her in Mission Impossible 6 and 7, so what makes you think I'm going to like her as Invisible Woman? She is invisible to me. Chris Evans, the one who steals the show, him and Michael Chiklis. Julie McMahon. Kerry Washington, yeah. This is one of her early roles. This movie had a good production. It's not perfect. Some of the CG is dated and they needed more action. I mean, Superman Returns had more action than this, and it's over 2 hours long. Because when I saw this in the theater, I enjoyed it. I laughed. I got some laughs at least. I didn't even get a smile in the 2015 movie. That's still the worst version I've seen because the 94 movie just didn't have a budget. If it did, it would have been decent. Chris Columbus, yeah. Avi Arad, just keep him away from certain productions. He's the reason Spider-Man 3 got interfered with. Tim Story, yeah. Was Jurgen Gruffit good in this? Not really, but he wasn't horrible. He's still better than what we're going to get. Well, Pedro Pascal is great. He was one of the villains in Bad Boys 4. That's what I recently saw him in. At least it doesn't take an hour for the origin, not even in the extended cut. Yeah, there's some scenes that are longer in this film. They put more character development for Johnny Storm and for Ben Grimm in this extended cut. Why did you have to cast two Brits in the new movie? Tell me, Marvel, what is your obsession with the UK? What have they done for you? Nothing. Other than Tom Holland and Benedict Cumberbatch, a lot of your Brits have failed in the MCU. Florence, fail. Haley Atwell, fail. Her show failed, guys. Rebecca Hoffmedicine failed in Iron Man 3. Stop casting them in these movies, please. It's not racism, it's just they're not good actors. They're usually boring for me. Mate. They get everything. A heterosexual guy. It is better than the 2015 movie. Why? It has personality. There's not a lot of action, but there's personality here. The 2015 movie is so dark, miserable, and unfunny. I was so bored. Jessica Alba. I'm not going to buy Pedro Pascal with Vanessa Kirby. He's older than her. I would have picked John Krasinski because we got to see him as Mr. Fantastic. That's what a fan casting that they wanted, and they put him in Multiverse of Madness. That was awesome. Got a big reaction in the theater. Why? Because it was a fan casting that worked. Emily Blunt was never going to be Invisible Woman, guys, because Fall Guy came out and it flopped because she's in it. I told you Bentos are poison for cinema. They're poison. Robert got lucky; he was a good Batman, and so was Tom Holland. But after that, I'm over it, guys. I'm over it. Stop putting Brits in everything, please. I'm begging you. They're ruining my cinema. Godzilla and Kong didn't need Brits. None of them did. The only movie that benefited from a Brit in it was Kong Skull Island because it had Tom Hiddleston, someone who can act. Because Toby Kebbell can, and he died off screen. Yeah. Speaking of that, I'll show that in my update next week. Mm-hmm. Plus, this has a Stan Lee cameo. He didn't even make a cameo in the 2015 movie. What's up, Spidey? No spoilers. Remember that. No, because this is my last podcast before I see Deadpool and Wolverine. I told them don't spoil it or you'll be sorry. Even with Endgame, I told people shut up. Don't you dare spoil it. Don't you dare. You got to show people who's boss. Yeah. And I know they made a lot of changes from the comics, but I'm like, with the new one, you really think that Reed Richards was of a Hispanic band? No, not really. But at least Pedro Pascal has a great voice. Here comes Chris Evans. My sister met him at Comic-Con last year. Captain America himself, the original Captain America in the MCU. Your girlfriend, Chris Evans, the real Fantastic Four. Yeah, compared to the one in 2015 and compared to what we're getting next year, you really think the guy from Stranger Things that this is going to be a good Johnny Storm? No. He's a Brit. His accent's going to slip out just like all these other people do. This longer cut is this movie is about 2 hours with the extended footage. Five time. Excuse me. That's an awesome shot, by the way. They filmed this in Toronto, Canada, because New York was too expensive to film this movie. That's Ben's fiance. This is a completely different performance from Chris because he was a comedic actor in the 2000s, and then bam, when he got Captain America, he was like, no, I got to be more serious, and it worked. See, the cast the same actor in two Marvel things, and it worked. With Oscar Isaac, fail. You sucked in X-Men Apocalypse, and in Spider-Verse, anybody could have played Miguel. Anybody. If they picked him because he did Star Wars, and they'll say yes to Disney. He'll say yes to any studio. That is a hot outfit on her. And at least Jessica Alba has an American accent. Fantastic. Wink, wink. And by the way, I got this movie for my birthday, May 14th. Good for you. I bought this at a yard sale a few years ago because I had the theatrical cut for many years, so I wanted the extended cut. See, they get the origin out of the way early. You don't need an hour to do that, guys. Deadpool didn't even take that long. Hell, the movie opens with him, and then it goes back to when he was Wade Wilson before he lost his. See, Caitlin, something like this. Yeah, in something good, because Caitlin Deaver hasn't been in a theatrical release in years now. The last one was Tickets to Paradise. I'm like, yeah, she doesn't have to be put on streaming all the time, guys. I want to see her on the big screen. Caitlin should have been either Invisible Woman or somebody else, like in the X Men. She would work in the X Men since she's young. They want to cast new X Men because Deadpool and Wolverine is going to set up a lot of the X Men in the MCU. The Marvels was the start. The next one is Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm not going to say which scenes are added and which are not because I don't remember. I only remember a couple of the extended scenes. Wink, wink. Yeah, like I said, you don't even need Doctor Doom in the next movie. You can get another villain. There's the Mole Man, and and other villains as well. Did you see Deadpool Wolverine yet? No, but do not spoil the movie. I mean it. Some people have already seen it and posted reviews on YouTube. Don't spoil the movie, please. Don't do it. The DCU is dead. There's nothing that we can do to spoil that. But with the new movies of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the shows like Agatha and X-Men 97 and whatever, don't spoil it for me, please. Because Peacemaker, I saw the first season and the ending was spoiled for me. Why? Because some idiot posted a post credit scene on Facebook, on Twitter. Not cool. These two are great together. I love Michael Chiklis and Chris Evans. They have good chemistry. I didn't get that with Michael B. Jordan and Jamie Bell. Jamie Bell looked like a child in that movie. He was supposed to be Ben Grimm. He wasn't even bald. Caitlin does stream it to balance her theatrical release, and she's not just going to say yes to. Yeah, I didn't say yes to everything. I want another book smart for her, but not as feminist, and also that she falls in love with a guy, and it's longer. Yeah. Uh, a trivia: Jessica Alba was sick in the scene. She had a fever. Because who cares about spoilers for Twisters? It's about tornadoes. We know what's going to happen. With the Deadpool movie, I don't want any spoilers. That's why I'm not doing a podcast tomorrow or Friday. I'm avoiding YouTube and Facebook like the plague. I'm going to see YouTube, but the videos I have in my watch list and my playlist, that's it. I'm not going to check my subscription feed. I'm not going to check my notification bells. I don't want the movie spoiled for me. When Endgame came out, I had to avoid the internet like my life depended on it, so that they didn't spoil what happened. Because I needed to see I Love You 3000 and the portals opening. I needed to see that and not be spoiled. Because with Peacemaker, that was the last straw for me. I'm like, stop spoiling these comic book shows and movies, please. That includes The Boys, Invincible, etc. Don't spoil it for me. I'm the comic book guy, obviously. Look at me. I'm wearing a Marvel's hat and a Flash t-shirt. You saw the ring, the one ring of power. You could tell she's sweating in this scene. Her head was sweating. She had a fever. Let me see. Um, how much battery power do I have? 49%. Yeah, I'm gonna need to plug this in. Hold on. She doesn't want you. She wants Reed. We know that because in the comics they're married. The clouds are accelerating. I think she can do anything book smart with a guy, but Ticket to Paradise. I haven't seen that yet, but I'll see that in August. It's very sweet, and they gave her a guy. Do that again with her. Yeah, nothing rough. Not rough, Josh. I don't. I'm not rough with a girl. I've met women at Comic Con, and I was never rough with them. Not even my first Comic Con in 2019. I'm not the rough stuff. I just said a romance, a warm, unadulterated romance. Yep, this scene's a little bit extended. Hold on. After they get blasted with the cosmic energy. Plug. Yeah. They trusted a man named Victor Von Doom. This is a fun movie. I don't think it's horrible. Critics are just like this. They think this is horrible. They remember the 2015 version. That is the one to beat when it comes to terrible Fantastic Four movies. Yeah, the absolute worst. Because I didn't even see that in the theater. When the trailer came out, I knew it was going to suck. I knew it because I said that movie's going to suck when I saw Ant-Man. And it did. I never miss a cue. When it comes to a movie that's going to suck, I know when it's going to suck. Yes, there's some data CGI here, but there was also data CGI in Spider-Man 3 and Ghost Rider and a bunch of other stuff in the 2000s. Some of the CG looks fine. Like when Johnny's flying, that looks fine. The Fantastic Four are never dark and gritty. You're right about the cast of Fantastic Four 2025. I think Marvel should have cast people based on their talent. Yeah, not their accents. Because Josh Quinn, he just did a Quiet Place, the prequel. What was it called? Day One. I don't care about that. I like Lupita Nyong'o. This is an extended scene. I like her. I do. She was great in Black Panther and the sequel. And even in Star Wars, she's not the problem. They gave her nothing to do in that. But for the love of God, stop wasting her in movies with these bentos, please. And Vanessa Kirby, I told you guys, when I saw Fallout in 2018 and last year when I saw Dead Reckoning, she doesn't do it for me. They should have cast Mackenzie Grace, Mackenzie Davis, because she's old enough to play her, or Caitlin, or somebody. Even Michael Monroe could have been better, or Sydney Sweeney. Instead of wasting her time in Madam Web, you could have put her in that. Would have saved her career, but it's fine. Her career is going to be fine. If Madam Web couldn't kill it, nothing will. Talent, acting ability, not accents, not their skin color. Talent. Chris Evans had talent. That's why Marvel brought him back. Nobody's going to be bringing back Vanessa Kirby. When she fails, I'm going to rub it in people's faces. That's Chris, yeah. And he was in his 20s here. He has my haircut. Look. Mirror, that's a nod to Batman 89. He looks exactly the same. Look. Man, he almost hit him. Yeah, and Marvel's first family, and two of them are not even Hispanic or black or whatever. It's a man from Chile and two Brits and the guy from the Bear I've never heard of. Yeah, I don't think this is going to work, guys. Sorry. I'm not saying rough. I mean, a sweet caring love. Yeah, I know, Josh, but you're not even talking about the film. Micah's career almost died after the big budget film, but I saw her in The Long Legs. People said she was terrible. I don't know what they're talking about. That movie made money. It made $53 million, and the movie cost less than 10. That's a hit. It follows. She's great in that. I don't want to hear she's flat. Some actors are not animated like me, guys. Thanks, Spidey. See, he knows her. Yeah, I'm sorry, but until I see a trailer, I'm not going to be that pumped for that or the Thunderbolts. I prefer Captain America, which is going to come out next year, and anything else. I'm not worried about the rest of the year. Not after Deadpool Wolverine. What can they do to me? Like in Spider-Man, Sam Raimi Spider-Man. Yeah, there's some similar things because Avi Arad worked on the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, so there's some similar things with the villain here. Except, of course, the, you know, the Goblin was much more intimidating than this villain because he's in the movie way sooner. This villain doesn't start killing people until like about an hour in, and doesn't get the mask until the 30. The Even in the extended cut, he doesn't get the mask until near the end. I do like the score here. The score is pretty cool. Maria Menounos. I have to see her every time I go to Regal. At least she's not at the Alamo Draft House, so that's a good sign. You're not going to top Chris Evans, Quinn. You're not going to top him. Yeah. Yep. He has a high fever. Just thank you. So are you. 200 degrees Fahrenheit. If your body is 200, you would explode. He kissed a woman. Oh no! He raped her. No, he didn't. He just kissed her. Guys that are heterosexual do that. Yeah. 209. It's a fun movie. This isn't but one of the best Marvel movies of the past 20 years, but I don't hate it like everybody else did. At least it got an extended cut that's pretty cool. It's not like they added 2 minutes of a scene that didn't need to be there. Mhm. No. Gay joke. Haha. Yeah. And Michael Chiklis was good in Gotham as well. This scene was cool. I love this skating scene. The snowboarding scene. That's why you could tell it's Canada because there's no mountains like this in New York City. That's probably the Alps in Ontario or something. The soundtrack is pretty cool too. She's wearing pink. Good stunt work, by the way. See, not everything is CGI. It's better than that scene in Ninja Turtles from 2014. You're a treasure, Chris Evans. Never change, man. Superman, no one is going to spoil that. No, and I'm going to see the movie. I'm not going to be on Facebook that day either, July 11th. Uh, since that means a lot to me next year. Cap 4, I have to, other people hate it. Why? Because it doesn't have Chris Evans? There's been sequels with other actors that people accepted. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was well received. It wasn't like it was destroyed. Compare that show, Josh, to The Acolyte. Everybody hated The Acolyte. Everybody. Maybe Eve Carlton could do something like this. Yeah, hell yeah. She already proved that she could play a good, goofy character on the Really Loud House. That's Marina Nunos. I know. I'm not a big fan, though, because I see those effects look good. I like the effects on him. He was my favorite character in the movie back in 2005 because I already liked him in other movies. I saw Chris Evans in, Not Another Teen Movie. And then years later, I saw Cellular and I saw Push and another. I really enjoy him. He thinks he's a better actor than Quinn. That's why he went to Comic Con last year. My sister met him. Yeah, they cut because it's a PG-13 movie. You're not going to get a hardcore sex scene here. Yeah, Batman Begins came out the same year as this in 2005. Mr. Fantastic are my favorite characters. Yeah, because I'm not worried about Pedro Pascal. Because, like I said, as Mando, he already proved that he can act, and his voice is magic to my ears. But the two Brits, that was a mistake, Marvel, and you're gonna have to live with it. You're not gonna make $1 billion with that. Deadpool and Wolverine will make that soon, once it's released. We all know the hype is gonna make this movie rise to the occasion. I know people like Falcon and the Winter Soldier mostly. I think people have a problem with Cap 4 because it's a black man. Again, Josh, that's not an issue anymore when Spider Verse got an Oscar nomination twice. It's just a skin color. That's all. Eva has shown she could be a good character, so there's hope. Yeah, she was much better than the girl that played Lenny in the Christmas movie. No, he turns into a rock, and it's not CGI. It's this guy in a suit, which looks fine because the 2015 movie, the thing was naked and had the CGI. Bad CGI, by the way. He looked like an orange turd. He didn't look like a rock monster. She starts fading here. We're 26 minutes in. He turned to a monster like the Incredible Hulk, except he's stare like that 24/7. The Hulk can change back to human if he wants to. Hmm. Yep, here she comes. She starts to fade. Trust me, I'm not going to look at you, Vanessa Kirby. I don't like you. I'm not a fan. Her and the turkey ruined Mission Impossible for me. Rebecca Ferguson. I'm the Invisible Woman. I'm sorry Blunt didn't play the role, but she would have been even worse than Vanessa Kirby. But you didn't need a Brit. You could have cast an American or Canadian chick, or Swedish or something comic accurate, not somebody that's British. He's wearing a mic. Yep, yes, he has the snapping of the fingers. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Because, like I said, a black Captain America, there's no excuse for that. People were upset about that when Endgame happened. I'm like, guys, it's in the comics. It's not like they turned Steve Rogers black. There's a completely different character. I'm fine with it. I will live with it. Miles, when he's in the MCU, is gonna have the same reaction, and Miles is over. Yeah, look at that. Have you seen Black Swan? Yes, I do. I did. See, he's having fun in this movie. You really think the guy from Stranger Things is going to be better than this guy? No. You're never going to be Captain America. You're never going to be uh, the leader of one of the best characters in The Losers. There's a reason Evans got so much work. He's a good actor, and Ghosted was not that bad. I've seen way worse performances. Trust me, that was Oscar worthy compared to Dakota Johnson's performance in Madam Web. Ben escaped. The skin color doesn't bother me. If it did, it wouldn't be champing hard for movies for Caitlyn. Yeah, because like I said, it's not the Madam Web didn't flop critically because it had girls of color in it. It just wasn't good. I heard it wasn't good, and it's not good. They don't even get into the costumes until the end of the film. What kind of tease is that? He broke out of the walls. Thing. Dakota Fanning is way more beautiful than Dakota Johnson. Well, yeah, and she's done better films. Deb. Back to New York, even though it's really Canada. That's just a shot of New York in the background. I think the effects are good on the thing. People say he looks like a Ninja Turtle. I'm like, it's a practical suit, guys. See, that shadow looks awesome. Let me eat some bread. It's a fun movie. I don't think it's more of a comedy than an action movie, but I like the comedy here mostly. Little button, little button, and his voice works. It's not the stupid Batman voice we were here from years to come. This is what people did before cell phones. Ah, yeah, that makes two of us. Together forever. I think the reveal is cool. Yeah, it's like Raphael and the Ninja Turtles. Remember in the 1990 movie when he wears a trench coat and the hat? That looks great. Sorry, I'm not gonna. It looks good. Yeah, I know Josh just upset him, but again, he has Alicia Masters, so he goes from this woman to Kerry Washington. See, she's black, and they never made a big deal out of it. He's on the Brooklyn Bridge. That's where Godzilla died in the '98 remake. Ah, damn. It's a base. I'll bet. The worst that could happen. Opinion. Hmm. Yeah, the suit looks accurate. It's orange like in the comics. Yeah, I love this scene. Yeah, it's a fun scene. They did well with this scene. Yeah, do you think Spider-Man and Fantastic Four will be in Secret Wars? Yeah, but I'm still not going to care about Vanessa Kirby. You would have to make me care. Do you got problems? Take a good look. Al. Hmm. a jumper in a PG-13 movie, guys. Why would we be upset at Ben liking a black girl? No, nobody's gonna dwell on it. That's what I want for her. So, Sydney, maybe if they respect her, I'll probably love her as black guy. Yeah, she can work. Don't cast a Brit. It didn't work the last time, Josh. Felicia Hardy, they cast a British chick with big teeth and she does nothing in Amazing Spider-Man 2. What a waste. She looked nothing like Felicia in the comics. Felicia in the comics is a blonde, not a brunette. And she doesn't have big teeth. Horrible. Some of these casting decisions just baffle me. This is like the bridge scene. Remember the bridge scene in Shazam 2, which I liked. I like this movie. I do like this movie a little bit more than Shazam 2, only because they didn't have three villains in it. And it's funnier. And it doesn't have a god awful performance from Megan Good. She didn't get the Razzie yet. These girls did. Oh, yeah, I know. Fantastic Four. I know this guy. He's a Canadian actor. Your clothes lose them. So guys can gawk at you. Yep. She has Victoria's Secrets on. Why? You know we guys wanted to gawk at her, guys. You're not going to show Vanessa Kirby in her underwear. Again, guy. The film has some action. Yeah, the action sequences here are not a lot, but there's enough for an origin. No one's gonna stare at Vanessa Kirby. I'm sorry, fail. I would have rather have Kate Mara come back and not give her a wig. The fire truck. Hmm? They do save people here, though. Unlike Man of Steel, where Man of Steel he gets people killed, and the collateral damage is way worse. A good sequence. Wait, what? Wait a minute. You love Kate Mara? I didn't love Kate Mara in the movie, but she could have done better than what Vanessa Kirby's going to give us. Because I've seen her act in other stuff. Mm. The bread has too much garlic in it. Is there garbage in this? There's too much salt too, so I'm just gonna throw that out. Sam casting frustrated me a little. Yeah. Came in The Last of Us. I'm going to wait till next year. And he got him. See? Saved him. Kate Mara had a bad time. Yeah, I know she did. Because, again, bad interference from the studio, bad direction, bad writing. What do you expect? Got a better time in 127 hours. I do like the score in this movie. I think it's superhero enough. I will never do a podcast for the 2015 movie. It's horrible. Anti-hero because he can hurt people. Mm-hmm. She looks like Amy Smart. I missed the score. Yeah, because the score feels like a superhero movie, like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man or Blade or the X-Men movies when they started. I don't remember the score from X-Men First Class. I'm like, it was just boring. People say this movie's boring. That movie is 2 hours and 10 minutes, and it did not need to be that long. Deadpool and Wolverine is shorter by like 3 minutes. Yeah, shorter. And there's a lot more in that movie. There's going to be action. It's not going to be PG-13 talking and talking and talking and talking like other movies, like a Christopher Nolan movie. Minus Oppenheimer, which is R. Yeah, he can't grab the ring. It's a sad scene, but I'm not going to cry, guys. This is not the movie for that. I guess his frustration, yeah. His fingers are so big and he can't reach the thing. You made me feel for these characters. And I've always liked these characters, even when I was a kid. I had his toy when I was a kid. Yeah, the look in his eyes, that's more emotion than I got from the other movie. I'll do Rise of Silver Surfer sometime in August or September. Where are your ears? I love that. Saw it once, but I can't watch that movie again. Of course not, Josh. It's depressing. Supergirl 94 was better than the 2015 movie. Yeah, because at least that movie was, Helen Slater was having fun. And she it was one of her first roles. And she impressed me. I still think Melissa Benoist is better. For I don't need to see them in Deadpool and Wolverine. No. This is an X-Men movie, not the Fantastic Four. Four. Four people. If I were the creator of Fantastic Four, I would have rather put more people of color and dark and gritty only works with Batman. Yeah. No, he's the leader of the Avengers. Just like the original trilogy, I listened to the score when I celebrate Star Wars Day. Yeah. And I played Lego Star Wars on the PS2. I played the complete saga. I don't like that bread. It's got too much. You saw the Chrysler building. It's in the background. You notice because it was filmed in Canada. Both movies, this one and the second one. Nope, not gonna ever see that review. Nope. A notification. Archive that. Not the 200 depressing. It's just a certain scene. Yeah, that he cuts his hand off. He has to cut off his hand. Here comes Stanley's cameo, man. I miss you. So. This movie makes me smile. Don't do drugs. Yeah, I don't. I'm completely sober for this. There he is, man. Thank you, Stanley. I miss you, man. I hope in heaven you're writing some more comics for people up there that you share your final notices. Yeah, I miss you, Stanley. You were a treasure to all of us. Now, I'm not going to cry in this podcast. I did for family business because I miss Sean Connery, guys. Yeah, they exceeded the weight limit because the thing is too heavy. I'll take the stairs. I think he did a good job because I didn't like the voice in the 2015 movie. It sounded nothing like Jamie Bell. It sounded like an impression of Michael Chiklis. I heard the commentaries for this already. For this and Rise of the Silver Surfer. There's a documentary I can see eventually on this too. See? These special features, by the way, are not on Disney Plus. Just to let you know, they're not on Disney Plus. You got to own this version to have all the special features. That is a cool looking lab too. That's the thing. The labs are everything was so poorly lit in the 2015 movie. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see the action. I couldn't see people just talking. They're talking in a room and it's so dark. My room looks more well lit, and I have only the window and that lamp, and I have better lighting. Memories. I want to do another movie with Caitlin Deaver, a podcast for her, because I haven't. I did Booksmart and I did 12, a short term 12. You saw those young pictures of Ewan Grufford. He did fine in Bad Boys 4. It's just I knew he was a villain. He's a British man pretending to be American. Yeah, that was painfully obvious. I think this scene was extended as well. We're almost an hour in. See, it goes by pretty quickly. A woman's touch is soon. Yeah, in August. It's going to start August 1st, Josh. But actually, I'm not doing a review that day. I'm probably gonna do it at the end of the day. I saw your commentary for family. I have the two disc set of this. Ewan is Welsh. Welsh, British. He's from the UK. That's a must. Even Karen is from the UK. Only difference is Karen's accent doesn't slip in and out in a movie that I've seen. Not yet. Plus, Karen hasn't done a movie that was so horrible that I was like, no, I never want to see her again. Even Stuber, it's a cameo. She was barely in that. That doesn't count. It was a bad cameo. It was a less than 5 minute scene. He's Welsh. He's Christian Bale. But with Vanessa Kirby and the other guy are Brits. I want to see the extended cut of the longer cut of the Watchmen. I'm going to see that probably in August because it's very long. It's 3 hours and 36 minutes. And you thought Endgame was long? It's 3 hours. It's 30 minutes longer than Endgame. It's almost as long as one of the Lord of the Rings films. It's like the theatrical cut of Lord of the Rings, uh, Return of the King, which is still the longest film I've seen in a theater in one sitting. 4 hours and 27 minutes, guys. None of you guys can handle that in the theater. I can because I have endurance. He has a metal hand. Yeah. Flame on. Again, I like these effects. They look fine for the time. I've seen effects in The Flash that look worse than this last year. Yeah. At least it looks finished. It doesn't look like a video game. Oh, why did you say so? Yeah, they had chemistry for. That's why they did two movies and there was only one 2015 movie. How bad is it? I used to smoke. It's fun, yeah. Not MCU style humor, but it's not cringe humor. It's not Venom. It's not making me sick. They wanted Jessica Alba to look white, and she's clearly not. She's Hispanic, guys. Pedro Pascal doesn't look white either. He's got a tan and a mustachey. Nope. Supernova. This is like the scene in Captain America when he turns, before he turns into Cap. He's like, I could do this. It's a similar scene. See, Marvel has a lot of the same beats, but when it works, it works. Supernova, bad. It's like in Ghostbusters when it says, don't cross the streams. Try to imagine all life as you know it instantaneously and every molecule in your body exploding at the speed of light. Yeah, it's like that. Yeah. I love cinema, guys. That's why I do so many podcasts. Well, so whatever. It's what Wales is still in the UK, Josh. Yeah, Wales, England, Ireland, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and a couple of other places like and Jersey. We're almost an hour in, 54 minutes. Share an apartment, partners. If Karen does something with her accent slipping out, she will make it cutesy. That's why I include her in a woman's touch. Well, I'm not reviewing a movie with her first because I don't have a thing to review for her next week. Maybe the week after. His shirt is all burnt. Her daughter, I mean, her Caitlin and Karen are close in age, Josh. More like an aunt, not really a daughter. Because if Karen was 45, then yeah, but Caitlin's 27 and Karen's like what 37 or 35. So I forgot how old she is. This scene is extended. She's 36. They're almost 10 years apart. That's not really much of an age difference. More like her aunt than her mother. I would say her aunt or stepsister or something. But Mother, no, I don't think. I think the age difference is a little bit too close. Yeah, this scene is extended, so this is one of the few extended scenes with Sue. Oh, I'm sweating bullets. I need to drink some water. Cure. And they don't go overboard with the humor like in Thor: Love and Thunder, where everything is a joke with Thor or with Korg and all these other characters or the Screaming Goats. They went a little bit too far. That had more comedy than Spider-Man 3. Think about that. And it's a shorter movie. Not everything needs to be a joke, Marvel. You can have jokes in Deadpool and Wolverine. It's not going to bother me, but there has to be some breathing time too. This was added. I remember this scene. And there's another scene with Ben going to like an art show or something. Yep, he destroyed that ring. He shattered that ring with his hand. A piece of metal ring. He crushed it like it was a rock candy. That is kind of funny. And at least these extended scenes are not bad. Like in most of the extended scenes in what was it? Get Smart. Yeah, they didn't add anything to the movie. They could have been cut. Contagious. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. And Aunt is a good for Caitlyn. I just think Caitlyn and Anakin meeting each other could be friendly. I love when women or guys say, yeah, this is the first guy he kills almost an hour into the movie. I'll get a second opinion. Right? Is that what he says? See, I remember the lines because I've seen this movie so many times. Ooh. It's like the scene in Home Alone 2 when he has the piece of stapled in his nose. Put, put the air higher. This just, there we go. Much better. Yes, they are. I do like this image of the four right here. That's cool. That's something we didn't even see in the other movie. That that was so bad that They didn't even say the name of the team. Why? Because it was so horrible. And the actors were miserable on set. Miserable. Yeah, I think this scene was added too, because I don't remember the scene being in the film. Hmm. Yep. This was added. Yeah, this scene was also added as well. I don't know who this actress is. Caitlyn would make a sexy Batgirl. Yeah, she looks like Amy Jo Johnson. It's like a heating lamp. A black girl. See? Color doesn't matter. As long as it's a woman, bring it on. Yeah, you could tell this looks like Canada. It's so clean. New York City is not this clean. I know, I live here. And I've been to Manhattan a lot this year, and it's not that clean. I could see McDonald's playing Spider Gwen, yeah, or Gwenpool. Juice. Since she wants to do a heroine part. Also, Madeline needs to do something like this. Angelica Jones, Firestar. They always build a machine. Remember Endgame? They made a time machine. I did enjoy the Incredibles movies. Those are basically like a Fantastic Four, but for kids. Oh, this is funny, yeah. Oh, well, Daddy. See, he plays pranks on him. I'm sorry I'm bringing up other girls, but they've been getting me through this week. Girl Lover, watch. This was in a Drake and Josh episode. His skin stretches. He doesn't even have facial hair. Yep. Oh, at least they're using their powers. Watch, here it comes. See, he likes to play pranks on him. It's like in Drake and Josh when Megan would do that to Josh or Drake. But she was a little girl. Yeah, this is funny, man. I don't think this is a terrible movie. Even then, remember, this was pre MCU. We didn't get the MCU started until 2008, so it took a while. And wasn't like it was an overnight success, but it took a while to get to that billion. When we got that masterpiece, The Avengers, we're an hour in, an hour and 5 minutes. We got about another hour left. The extended cut, I think, is 2 hours. I can barely read this because it's too dark. This is the second person he kills, I believe. Yeah, he shoots a hole through him. It is a PG-13 movie. It lives up to it. I know this movie's not for everybody, but it was for me. I saw this when I was in college, when I was about to go to college in summer of 2005. And he's still more scary than any villain in the Acolyte. The movie didn't deserve the panning. No, it didn't deserve panning for this. Not the 2015 movie or Elektra or Madam Web. Those should be panned. And even Elektra's coming back in Deadpool and Wolverine. That's how much they have faith in this movie that nothing can stop it. Latveria, yeah. That's another country. Yep, right through his chest. Right through his. That's a pretty violent death for a non-MCU movie. This is not an R-rated movie. I mean, the last time we saw a death like that was what? Multiverse of Madness? When Wanda's dark energy was killing everybody? This, I think, is an extended scene. See, they give more character development for him and for Johnny, so it's cool. Yeah, happy birthday, Danny. It's my brother's birthday. He turned 41 today. Good for him. At least I still have him. Doesn't live in this house anymore, but I still have him. Yeah, that was an extended scene. Yeah, Jiffy Pop. I haven't had that in years. Oh yeah, this is the skateboarding scene. I'm gonna get Multiverse of Madness on Blu-ray, but I have to get it with a digital copy. Don't worry, Wanda will be back. Yes, she is. They already showed her body in Agatha, and I'm looking forward to Agatha. It's gonna be dark, and it works because her character was dark in Wanda. Don't forget that her smile that was hiding a really dark secret. It was like Wicked. That's what Wanda Vision was. It was basically a sitcom mixed with Wicked because you had two witches, the dark witch and the light witch. It's fun, man. Yeah, I love Chris Evans' smile, man. You're a treasure, man. It's like when I did the podcast for the losers. I had a great time because he's so good. He melted his wheels. This is the scene with a lot of product placement, so bear with me. This is a cool scene. They also did the scene in Ghost Rider with Johnny Blaze, ESPN. Hell yeah, baby. You have Burger King, Dos Equis beer, Samsung. That's awesome. It's not really Chris Evans; it's a stunt double, but it looks great. It's so dangerous. He saw his eyes are glowing. I saw the trailer for Agatha, but I'm not sure which version of Wanda we're getting. We're gonna get something though. Kayla isn't my problem. Yeah, that bike is totaled. He's okay, people. See why they have to wear a helmet? Yeah, take care of yourself, Chris. Because last year Jeremy Renner almost got killed, and he saved somebody. So he really is a four. complex. Who is she working for now? Because Krasinski was a good Mr. Fantastic, but I wanted to see more. Because we got the fan casting we always wanted, and it was for only a few minutes. Because people were like, I need to see that," and we got it. I love this. This CDC. You put a 4 on it. Mm-hmm. Girl. Well, you are a girl. It's woman, but wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Woo! Mm-hmm. One of the best John Carpenter movies. No, I'm gonna kill him, kill him. They crack me up. People say this movie's not funny. Well, it has data humor, but it's not cringe. It makes me smile. It's like a sitcom with superheroes, like WandaVision was. There wasn't a lot of action in that show either. It started with a bunch of, gags and jokes and laugh tracks, but it led to something good. Look what he did to his car. If that happened in Transformers, that would be hilarious, man. He took his car and crushed it like a ball. Crystal Geyser. Pepsi. See, they bicker like a family does. Trust me, I know. Watch. Crystal Geyser. Did you just hit me? Yep, right into the Whopper. Which, by the way, I don't eat Whoppers because they have too much mayonnaise. Fire grill perfection. Mountain Dew. Yeah. At least they explain her. At least when she does this, she actually can do something with it. When Chris Pratt did this, I'm like, you don't have the Force. You're never going to be in Star Wars. The closest was Guardians of the Galaxy, and they used the Force in that. I hope so. I hope some fan castings of mine and probably working something. I just don't share fan casting that much. No, I want fan casting that actually works. And by the way, yeah, I still want Lexi DiBenedetto to play Supergirl or voice Supergirl because she looks just like her. It's them. He's great. I think Michael Chiklis' performance. I get his frustration. Together. I get it. I get it. Just like the Hulk, I get it, guys. See, you don't have to preach about it for 5 minutes. I don't want to be seen. I get it. With Disney, if they have to preach about the flowers, I don't want to hear about it. Don't you dare do that, Disney, because 20th Century Fox already screwed this up in 2015. That they don't even use their powers. It's like a horror movie. I need to go back and finish doing live streams. I will. We have our new Supergirl in the DCU, but maybe in a Super Pets movie. Yeah, I said Lexi should have been chosen because she's young enough. She's actually younger than the girl from House of the Dragon. Here's another scene that's added. Oh no, not this one. It's after this. Or Ben. See, he does suffer. At least they go through some kind of a change. There's Kerry Washington, gorgeous, big lip Kerry. Yep, I live in Brooklyn. There she is. She's blind. Beautiful actress. Let me tell you. When I first saw her, I was like, "Wow, a gorgeous black woman in a movie." An hour and 17 minutes. She can't see, and she's not a blind actress. I've seen Kerry Washington. She's just gorgeous, absolutely stunning. If she was Storm 10 years ago, that would have worked for me. Instead of Alexandra Ship, no, I don't like queer girls playing Storm. Sorry, it's not for me. I like black girls, and when you betray me like that, you have to get yours. Lexi probably couldn't do it because of the Loud House. That's why Loud House right now. If we got some Super Pets, maybe one of the first films I saw with Kerry Washington. Yeah, my first. Then I saw her, and I think I love my wife and other stuff. They don't do times. Alicia Masters, yeah. I don't want a girl that's blind or deaf. I want her to have all of her senses and be able to walk. You're beautiful, absolutely stunning. If I met her, I would say that because yeah, it gave him some hope and no relation to Denzel. She's completely different. They have no relation. These are like the pods from The Fly. Hmm. I still enjoy this movie very much because it's awesome. It was one of the first Marvel movies I saw in my 20s because the last one I saw before I turned 20 was Spider-Man 2. Hmm. In the theater, the first Spider-Man 2 before Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Far From Home. Girls give men hope even at the worst time. Lexi did that for me in the Really Loud House episode where the girls go had a night out. Yeah, it was cute because they didn't focus on Lincoln and Clyde. They did something different and it worked. It was funny. Tiana will be back. I hope so. I miss her. She's gorgeous too. She's still the hottest black woman I've seen in the MCU in any Marvel movie, to be honest. Sony, Fox, or the Paramount MCU era. Hmm. The movie works for me. I think it's guilty pleasure material. It's not the best MCU Marvel movie, but there have been way worse, guys. Like I said, the Sony Marvel villain movies, all of them have sucked. Morbius, the Venom movies, and Madam Web. I don't have to see all of them to know that sucks. Because they don't even try. They don't try to even adapt the characters from the comics. They just make changes that no one asked for. Hmm. This was an added scene. They're looking at the telescope. It's see, yeah, an hour and 22 minutes into the movie. Don't we already knew that. If Storm is that hot in the new X Men, like they got someone like Geneva, yeah, definitely. We'll seal the deals. Sony should stick with Jumanji, Ghostbusters, Bad Boys, Zelda, and Spider Verse. Yeah, she touches her nose. Yeah, that's it. That's it. There's a callback to that at the end of the movie. The scene on the boat. Yeah, the added scenes are also not too long, so they don't extend the movie too. Because the theatrical cut was about an hour, 90 minutes, but the longer cut is about 2 hours, I believe. I like the video game of this. Oh, look, Wolverine, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Again, we're gonna see him in a couple of days, guys. I cannot wait. Saw a stronger man, Logan. Again, he gets her nose again. There's the scene with the pancakes. Yeah, that's a lot of pancakes, man. I love pancakes. I eat them at IHOP every year. Scarface. Yeah, we already know the Crow's not going to do well. Without Brandon Lee, it's not going to be the same movie. Bill Skarsgård is a good actor. He is. I never had a problem with him. He's basically what would happen if Austin Butler could act, but he's not the Crow. Brandon Lee is the Crow. He always was and always will be. Even though he died doing that movie, he's still the Crow. The new movie looks like a John Wick knockoff, like goth version of John Wick, and that's not what I want from the Crow. I'll just wait for Ballerina. Thank you. This art gallery scene is new. This is an extended scene. It gives Alicia Masters more screen time. You saw they had a picture of him, a mold of him. That's interesting. That's a mold of him, yeah. Beautiful. I just know you're gonna have fun, and I'm gonna have fun. That's my request for the weekend. McKenna will get a chance to do heroin. Yeah, she's already proven herself in two franchises: Paw Patrol and Ghostbusters. Yeah, this art gallery scene is pretty cool. So she's dusting him. I guess the scene wasn't superhero enough. He's beautiful. He has big, juicy lips. Yes, man. It's like the scene in Ghost with the pottery. Hmm. Bill did good in Boy Kills World. Yeah, I heard it was decent. It just didn't do well at the box office. Jessica Roth again, she got that, and I wish she had been in a movie that was successful after Happy Death Day. Also has a girl superhero do their hair. It's a good scene. I think it's a subtle scene. It's not jokey as much as the rest of the film. This scene is also added. Security. Beautiful women. I haven't been in a limo since 2008. And look, a sexy Asian girl. Hmm. Iron, wink, wink. That's where they come up with the scene with the prototype of the thing. Like Naya as a superhero. I want to see that. Looking in the mirror, Chastain, I would like to see her do it more better before she hits 50. Yeah, she can do it. She already won an Oscar, so people can't say she can't act. Her and Brie Larson won Oscars. Not in the same decade, but they both won Oscars for acting, not for writing or directing. So Chris still has the greatest smile in the movie. Yeah, see, these scenes were added. They were not in the theatrical cut. I don't know why would they would cut scenes like this. It's the art gallery scene. It's 11:22. Yeah, I do like this cut a little bit more than the theatrical cut. It's too bad that Rise of the Silver Surfer didn't get an extended cut. There's special features on the 2 disc special edition, but there's no fresh direct. I don't even know if that exists anymore. That one looks more like you saw that talking crap about behind their back. People do that. They like to judge before they even get to know you. If Brie and Jessica can win Oscars, I think Caitlin, Karen, or anyone else can, especially being so vulnerable. Yeah, he left. Ben is one of those tragic characters, just like with the Hulk, with the See, it's a good performance. I didn't get this with Jamie Bell. Woo! They still look better than the effects in Inspector Gadget because that looked terrible. And that movie came out by Disney. An hour and 32 minutes in. Him and Raphael are very similar. That they're bulky characters that have a lot of anger problems. Yeah, it's clobbering time. Yeah, look what he does to that poor toy. That's funny, man. That's funny because it's a bunch of dramatic stuff followed by jokes. That's Marvel's way, guys. Chris Evans is not a fad. He's a good actor, and my sister met him, and it was a. We know, Chris. We all do. We all do. Marvel loved you enough to bring you back, and you made billions of dollars for the studio. Now that he's passed to do Captain America to Anthony Mackie, it's fine. Give the movie a chance. Don't crap on the movie before it comes out. Twisters, I knew was going to suck. It's the same movie. It's just It's the 1996 movie with a worse cast and with bigger effects, and yet it looks generic. There's no heart behind it. It's just a corporate machine. When Deadpool comes out this weekend, Twisters is done. Done, 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 done. It's not going to make $1 billion. We're almost done with this movie. We're in the third act now. There's one more added scene with Johnny. Yeah, this is when his body starts to melt a little bit. Then he gets frozen. Oh no, my face. That happens to people that have a seizure, or they have a concussion. So he's sitting on a bench. I think this was also added. Yeah, this is an added scene. We'll do fine. So many people will see it. Yeah, I know. Unlike the 2015 movie, dude doesn't wait until the last minute to show a villain. Well, no. Yeah, I love his suit, his red suit. And I prefer him over Chris Pratt. I'm sorry. I saw him first. I saw Evans and Hemsworth before Pratt. Hmm. I've seen that actress before. Yeah, she was in another movie I've seen. She's only in the extended cut. She's not in the theatrical cut. This scene was cut in the extended cut in the theatrical cut. Yeah, this is when he realized he has to do something. I think that's the last extended scene. Yeah, Leonard, I don't think he dies because he killed two people already in the past hour and 20 minutes. Hmm. Hmm. Because Miles Teller looked too young to play Mr. Fantastic. That's another thing that he looked way too young. He wasn't even 35 when that movie came out. I can't believe that movie's going to be 10 years old next year. And it works. But then he loses his powers and he's like, I got to go back and fight the villain at the end. This is the last scene that Michael Chiklis is out of that costume because it's heavy. Hmm. It works. So it's not like the villain tricked him and killed him. No, he actually, it worked. This is one of the only good things that the villain does, even though it's not intentional. He does cure him. Mhm. He's human again. Avantika could do something like this. I would love that. Mr. Sinister could be done, could make it threatening and make me want to see Cyclops is yes, live in action. Ugh, he looks horrible. Mhm. Maybe he should have killed him, but villains are stupid. Richards, yep. He's Australian. He was in Nip Tuck. That's what I saw him before this. He freezes him. I want to see Iceman done again in the MCU because I'm like, I want the Iceman from the comics, not gay Iceman and not Sean Ashmore, who was trying but is underused. Give him the powers from the comics and the look. You would like Amatika as a heroine. I saw your pictures of her a few months ago. Yeah, because her birthday's not for a while. Yeah, these CGI looks a little bit dated. It looks like a CGI cartoon, but again, this was 2005, guys. Better. That poor guy. He didn't do anything. He's just a doorman. That poor man. There's the mask. The mask looks fine. Looks better than that CGI cyborg thing that they had in the 2015 movie. That looked terrible. That was the worst Von Doom I've ever seen. It's not even a mask. It's like a glowing, burnt Skeletor looking dude. Yep, through the hole in the wall. Yeah, now he looks like a Sith Lord from Star Wars. It breaks. That's why when a car's tires get frozen, yeah, they could fall apart. That's why it's hard to drive on ice. Ooh, I could take this hat off. Yeah, but you're a bad doctor. This is the third act, and the final battle scene is pretty cool. It's not Endgame. It's not even the first of two Avengers movies. It's still better than Madam Web, though. I can say that without question. The thing with Iceman is that he doesn't wear clothes. It doesn't matter, Josh. I want to see that. I want to see that Iceman. If they can, but we will see. Lots of villains that could be done. This is awesome. Come on. Again, this is like the ending of Avengers with the missile. This is a cool scene. Woo! That's fun. And unlike Sunspot, they actually used him in this movie. That looks really cool. Even almost 20 years later. Yeah, he goes back into the machine. We don't have to see it because we saw it the first time. And I love the Silver Surfer in the next movie. I'll do that one. I'll try to do that one in August if I can. They have it on Disney Plus, so I can watch it there if I want to. I love these effects on Johnny. It's still the best, the best look that Johnny Storm's had in any Marvel movie. In this one, the 2015 movie, or even the 1994 film, looks great. Yeah, they didn't get his blonde hair like in the comics, but they nailed the personality. The fight scenes are the highlights of the film. Yeah, the fight scenes and the sense of humor. At least it has a sense of humor. It's not some dreary and dark movie. Even the scene in a dark room, you could see it. You could see Reed is frozen. They're not covering it in shadows. No, let's. Yeah, because the movie didn't have a lot of action, so you got to make up for that with a pretty decent action scene at the end. You're fired. What's the matter? Unlimited power was taken already because it was in Star Wars that same year. You know, when Star Wars was good before Disney screwed it up. This is a cool scene. I love when the thing pops out of the wall. In this, no, no, it's clobbering time, yes, sir. That's awesome. See, they didn't do that in the last movie. That's the last line before he punches him into the portal, and that's it. I'm like, wow, what a great fight. Yeah, that's a great scene. That's a great. It's a redemption story for him. Spear. It's a fun movie. I always have fun watching this. I don't see what the there are problems. Like I said, some of the CGI, some of the characters get underused a little bit, especially in the theatrical cut, because Kerry Washington literally is in two scenes in the theatrical cut. Here they add some more scenes with her, some development, and they give her more screen time in the sequel. Miles needs personality, but at the same time, she needs to be able to convey anger sometimes when they get pretty angry in the animation. Yeah, I know, but don't make it into a representation drama. We don't. We already got that with the animated movies. Sony. Yeah, rest in peace. That actress that was in the car, she passed away a few years ago. Yep, an hour and 50 minutes in. That's awesome. Yep, you hit him right into the bus. You saw Brisk Iced Tea. I remember those. 4. Yep. There's Johnny. Yep. That's an awesome entrance. There they are. All 4 in the same frame. So, hmm it is. It's not MCU quality, but it's not the worst thing ever. It's not the ending of episode 3, but that's only because that movie was amazing. It was a prequel that had a lot of action and a lot of dark. It was dark and it was PG-13 and it earned it. And the ending, there's a big payoff. Yep, it reminds me of the ending of Superman 2, the fight. Yep, flames. Whee! Yep, they work as a team. See, and it works here. It's not way too short. Just let Miles be himself and have his family have a crush on Gwen, etc. She bleeds from her nose. That's more vulnerability than the hobo got. Yep. See, she bleeds from her nose. See, that's all you need. Some vulnerability. That's how what happened with Captain Marvel. The first time we see her, she's bleeding from the nose. And yet they said, she's too OP. Again, you've never read a comic in your life, have you? She actually can feel pain. She's still human. She frozen. You get frozen. Yep. Water. Yeah, did you see Terminator 2? I've seen it a lot. See, this fight scene is way longer than the one in the 2015 version. That movie just was so rushed. Yep, they froze him. They didn't kill him. I will see the post credit scene and then I'll stop. It's only one, and it's like right after they said the director's name. This is fun. They saved the city, even though they caused some damage, but they didn't destroy the entire city. In Man of Steel, hmm I would love to see if they show up in Deadpool Wolverine. I would die. I would be like, yeah, because I'm gonna cheer a lot, guys. Yeah, that's the end for the extended scenes. Thank you, Fantastic Four. It's like, thank you, Power Rangers. Of course, that's a better movie than this. I love that movie way more. It's shorter, but it's more to the point. You saw the sneakers? hmm I would love to get this sign at a Comic Con. I don't think this the extended cut's on Blu-ray though. Only the theatrical cut is. They get married in the next movie. He puts it on the invisible finger, the third finger. Yep, he kisses her nose again. I want to do that to Caitlyn so badly. Yes, I know. You are a woman. I know what they look like. Yeah, it is cute. At least there's no gay kisses like in Eternals. They have great chemistry, man. I love. Yeah, see, it's almost 2 hours. Show off. I like this four at the end. The future of the MCU right here, baby. The Statue of Liberty. That was fun, guys. I had a great time. There will be more. This is the extended. This is the last scene where they take his body back to Latveria. I want to see Latveria. Show it in the next movie, or as a post-credit scene to set up Doom. You don't have to rush it. See, it's an hour and 58 minutes. It's not that long. It's pretty short. Von Doom. This was the first Marvel Stinger, I think. Yeah, because this was before X-Men: The Last Stand, but it wasn't at the end, very end. With The Last Stand, it was the first post-credit scene at the very end of their end credits. Here it's in right after this says the end. There we go. He's getting shipped to Latveria. That was fun, guys. Tim Story, thanks for this. The score is amazing. Who did the score? Let me just see. So that was Fantastic Four 2005, based on the comics. Yes, I know. Yeah, Kevin Feige didn't produce this movie because he wasn't around. Oh no, he did produce it, but he's like near the end. Chris Columbus, he did Harry Potter, the first two Harry Potters. It's a fun movie. I don't think it's the worst. Not anymore. Not after the 2015 movie. That's the worst Fantastic Four thing I've ever seen. Fan snore stick. It's not Fantastic Four. Okay, John Ottman. Yeah, it's the same movie. It's the same music composer that did the X Men movies. So that's why it sounds so X Men type. Even though the movie's nothing like X Men with the tone, but it's fun. And if you haven't seen it in a while, it's on Disney Plus. So not the extended cut. I would say watch the extended cut online or get the DVD because it's worth getting. Because physical media has stuff that a lot of streaming services don't. So thanks for watching, guys. From my last podcast before Deadpool Wolverine. I can't wait to see it. Acknowledge me, and I'll see you guys in 2 days when I review Deadpool Wolverine. Take it easy. And end. Oof.